Hello. I know it's been a while. Um, I had issues again with my phone, so I had to figure things out. And I had some things on my phone that had it all jacked up. So, anyway, I got that fixed. Um, I've been actually quilting for the first time. I have 5 pattern squares sewn with the batting on the back put together. They're fairly large. They're like 13 by 13 or 13 by 14, something like that. I'm basically eyeing everything. This is really not going to be an anal retentive quilt, okay? If I ever get to the end product, it's going to take me a while. I mean, it took me a while to do those 5 squares. Well, 4.5 I have done. So I'll show you the end product one day. It's just a material that I had laying around, and I figured it's time to learn. And the only way I'm going to learn is by doing. So that's how that's happening. Anyway, besides that, I'm over the, what they say is Omicron. Been over it. 3 days maybe in the world prior to 2020, you might have missed work because of fever. Other than that, little tired, sniffly, that sort of thing, but it's doable. And so I guess for my age, I had a pretty mild case of it. Theoretically, I have read it's 60% different than the original, so it would make sense that I would not have 60% of the antibodies that I would have had for the first. So 40% of the antibodies were present to help, but the other 60 wouldn't be there. So now I have the antibodies for this version also. That's old science. That's the way it used to work. Anyway. Just been trying to keep up and make educated guesses about possibilities, and I don't really know, actually. See, it's very difficult when there's lies upon lies and layers of lies to distinguish the truth. And even if you find out the truth about something, is that really pertinent? Even though it might be shocking, even though it might be, interesting or whatever, is it pertinent to the puzzle you're trying to put together? Does it mean something in the long run? Is it relevant to what's coming in the future, or what we could possibly prepare for, or numerous possibilities? And it's hard. It's extremely hard. You feel like you're just, getting sucked down into garbage sometimes. Absolute garbage. But what you can look at is what's immediately around you and what's happening in the actions of people around you. From what I can see, depending on where you are in this world, your perspective is going to be extremely different. Some places are more stricter than others. Some places it's like nothing's going on at all. It really depends on your location, your government, your country, your state, your county, your city sometimes. And that's where you can come into play and change things in your area. Possibly. There are people who are trying, really, really trying. And so there's hope in that. There's hope. A lot of people are going to have what many of us have already had years ago. I kind of had an inkling most of my life that things weren't as they seemed. You can kind of see it in the evidence of what I pursued in college in philosophy. I mean, I knew I was searching for something. I just couldn't put my finger on it. And I still can't quite put my finger on it. But it's coming to the surface. It's becoming more evident of what's been actually our hidden reality for a very, very long time. And this is, our pivotal point. And right now it seems like there's so much time, but really a lot has transpired in a very short period of time. And we're at a breaking period right now, but, one big move in another direction, you know how they can shift people. But it's getting harder and harder. It is getting harder and harder. I don't know. I mean, even if there was, where we shifted things and turned things around and somebody showed up and magically things started going better or whatever, I would still have distrust in that. And I know that sounds crazy, but I would have distrust in that. I'd be waiting still for the shoe to fall. Like because there's always this problem, and then there's an action, and then here comes somebody with the solution, and usually the solution is not the solution at all. We've been led with this constantly. Problem, reaction, solution, problem, reaction, solution. And it's never the right solution. So here we are in 2022. Here we are. And I don't know how things are going to get fixed. But this can't stand like this forever. It just can't. Maybe things will reverse themselves, but I don't think there will be a reversal without a change, and the change isn't going to necessarily be comfortable, because it's going to break us out of our everyday, possibly comforts, depending on our location. Might be worse in some areas than others. But eventually, I don't know what eventually is. It could be decades. If we don't destroy ourselves first, we could get back to what's really important, which is community. Having smaller communities where we support each other and don't allow for as much destruction of people's lives. But I don't know. Maybe that's idealistic. But if we're backed into a corner, maybe the good ones will actually prevail, and that's exactly what'll happen. We'll see. We'll see. But I have hope that there will be a faction of us that make it. And they're going to have to be some lucky sons of bitches or some very, very, very ingenuitive types, or a little bit of both. So, I don't know. Maybe more than what they were gonna. More of us will be here. Anyway, just know that I'm here, living a semi-normal life. Just living day to day. I don't know how much preparation I can do. I'm going to go and stock up on more food, like canned things and stuff like that, if I can. Anyway, and try and think of a few other things that I might be missing, gaps that I need to fill as far as things I might need. And I think I need to invest in a little bit of literature, books. I've been led in one direction, and if that comes to fruition, which I haven't done my investigative work, but if that comes to fruition and I find it highly useful, I'm trying to find a really good source that covers nearly everything. And then I'm going to get another source that's specific to my area. Right? I do have one survival book, but I need to add to my literature, just in case. So, anyway, who knows? It might be off or not. But in today's world, I think it's, best. I'd hate to survive the initial blast and then be standing there going, oh shit, I should have prepared a little bit better, especially for my kids. But even in all the preparation, the best thing that you can have is what is sitting on top of your shoulders, which is your mind, your knowledge. That knowledge will take you further than anything. The ability to use pieces and parts and think outside the box when you're thrown into a situation. That's what's going to enable you to really, truly make it. The ability to not be squeamish, try new things, do what it takes to survive. If it really came down to that. But hopefully it won't get that bad. Hopefully we might be uncomfortable for a while, but we'll adapt and get even more comfortable than we've ever been before in our lives if we can do it right. So, in that I have hope. In that I have hope. I will definitely talk to y'all later. And keep your head up. Enjoy your life. Enjoy it. Every bit of it while you can. Because none of us are guaranteed 100 years. I'll talk to you later. Bye for now.